Welcome to episode 5 of What Would Sarah Do? And today's question is from Miss Vaughn. And her question is, how much protein should you be eating a day to gain muscle and lose fat? And how do you calculate it? Okay, so I definitely had to go and make sure I done my research with this to ensure I'm giving the correct information. Because even though I've been a PT for over 10 years and been working out myself for over 15, 17, 18, I do not know everything. So I did go and research this. And the information that I found was that to gain muscle and lose fat, protein is crucial. So the optimal amount depends on your body weight, how much you're training, the intensity, and the goals you have. So to calculate it, it says that you need 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilogram of your body weight. So I'll say that again, 1.6 to 2.2 grams of protein per kilograms of your body weight. So first thing you need to do is go and weigh yourself in kilograms, and then you'll be able to find out the average of 1.6 to 2.2 grams of how many kilograms you are. Or the other alternative is 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of your body weight. So if you prefer to weigh yourself in pounds, it's 0.7 to 1 gram in pounds, your body weight. That's the amount of protein that you should be having. So that's the first thing you want to work out. So that is just simply for your protein needs. Just in general, that's how much your protein needs. So for muscle gain and fat loss, the minimum is 1.6 kg or 0.7 pounds to preserve your muscle. So if you're already working out and you want to preserve the muscles that you already have, you need 1.6 kg to 0.7 grams or pounds. Now, for the optimal range, it's 2.0 to 2.2 kg or 0.9 to 1 kg, 0.9 to 1 gram or 1 pound for muscle gain plus fat loss. So I'll just repeat that again. If you want to gain muscle and lose weight, the optimal range is 2.0 to 2.2 kilograms or 0.9 to 1 gram or 1 pound. Now, if you're on the high end and you're really training intensely, you're trying to gain as much muscle as possible, then you want to go up to 2.5 kilograms or 1.2 grams or 1 pound. So I'll say that again. If you're training extremely hard, you want to gain the most amount of muscle, you want to go up by at least 2.5 kilograms. So thank God I was able to find a calculation example, because me and numbers, we're not the besties, that's for sure. So if you weigh 70 kg or 154 pounds, then you would want to have around 112 grams of protein a day. Okay, so that's if you're just going for maintenance. If you're around 70 kg, you're going to do 70 times 1.6, and that equals 112 grams of protein a day. Now, if you're going for the optimal amount of protein, so you're training quite intensely and you really want to see a difference in your muscle mass, then you would go for 70 kg times 2.2, which would give you 154 grams of protein per day. So the aim is to have at least around 120 to 150 grams of protein if you are 70 kg. So the best thing for you to do is, for one, make sure you try and have protein in all of your meals. I wouldn't say just have one meal full of protein. I don't know how your gut could handle that, but just to make it easier, try and distribute having protein in all three of your main meals throughout the day. Try and include at least 20 to 40 grams of protein in your meals, if possible. And lastly, ensure that you're really safely doing your strength training and also giving your muscles time to rest, because you need your muscles to rest so they can restore. And when you go back to training, not only are you stronger, but you're not feeling as tight. You're not overworking the muscles. There's less risk of injury as well. And just one thing that I see in my notes that I forgot to mention is that the best lean sources of meat for you, of meat, the best lean sources of protein for you are going to be chicken, fish, tofu, eggs, Greek yogurt, and protein shakes. So they're just a few things that you could introduce into your diet to ensure you're having more protein. And I always say to my clients as well, do your own research. So I've had to research this, but you might go and find research somewhere else and get some information that is slightly different. And as well, if like me, you're not really a numbers lady, then I would say just find out the average of protein in certain meals that you have. So, for example, certain things that I generally eat are eggs, chicken, and beef. So I could find out, okay, how much protein is in 3 eggs? Is that enough for me? Do I need to increase the amount of eggs when I have them? How much protein is in the average size of chicken breast? So I know if I have chicken breast, do I need to add a bit more chicken from the other parts of the chicken? That's a lot of me saying chicken. You know where I'm getting at. If I have what's something else that I said, so beef, I could find out what is the average amount of protein in beef, and then I can work out if that's something I need to be having more of or less of. And I would also just look up snacks that have a lot of protein in. So throughout the day, I could get my protein in that way. Everyone is different. If you prefer having big meals, then do that for you. If you're intermittent fasting, make sure you have your food prepared and you have enough protein to eat for that time that you are eating in that time range. If, for example, you're more of a snacker, then make sure you're having high protein snacks. If because of your work schedule, your food is changing and ebbing and flowing all the time, at least try and think of 2 pieces of food that you can continually have throughout the week, and maybe other 2 that you can change up so you don't get bored, but find a way to make it work for you. So I really hope that has helped you, and you have actually sent me a few questions, so I'm going to continue to answer them. But I thought, but I wanted to thank you for that question, and I really hope that has helped someone else. And I'm wishing you all an amazing day. Bye.